Hello everyone, Wendy Ross for US Trotting. It's a beautiful morning here in Lexington, Kentucky as we make a stop at the Red Mile and catch up with the Andrew Harris stable as he talks about his standout trotting filly, Yotilli, and his 2-year-old pacing colt, a rising star, Blvd. Andrew, it's always nice to catch up with you. Now go back a couple months, we were with you in New Jersey in the spring. How things been going so far?
You know what, it's been going good. The good horses, the new ones and stuff like that, they've all been showing up and doing things. And then a few of our stars from last year have kind of dropped off a little bit, which is a little bit sad for me. But that's the way of the business. I mean, some get old, and unfortunately, that just seems what happened to us.
You know, when you talk about the stars, I say this every time we walk in your barn, there's quite a few familiar names. Nice to be able to come to a barn full of horses like that.
Oh, I'm blessed. Bill and Bruce have put a lot of nice horses in the barn, and I get to wake up and go sit behind them. So it makes coming to the barn very easy. So I really enjoy being able to work with this caliber of horses, and it's awesome when, you know, they do have to work just on their natural talent.
As many horses we could talk about, we're just going to focus on 2 here today. Let's talk about Yotilli. Now, we're not going to see her in the futurity on Sunday. Late purchase last year at her end of her 2-year-old campaign. But what a year she's had coming back here in 2025. But the staking has kind of been an issue for you. And we see that again on Sunday. But hey, we're going to rally. But she's had a heck of a year.
Yeah, she's had a great year. I mean, that's the best horse I've ever worked with right now. So, you know, she wasn't eligible to the Kentucky Futurity, and we looked at possibly supplementing her, but it just didn't really make a lot of sense financially. And so we decided, you know what, we'll race the Bluegrass, and then we'll skip that, and then give her a 3-week break till the Breeders' Crown, which she needed at this point in time of the year anyway. So it'll be good for her to get that little break going into the Breeders' Crown.
This is really the first time we've got to catch up and talk about her, but she's super.
She's unreal. You know, she's got a big set of lungs, and she just keeps going. So, but Todd loves her. She's been very good to manage, and she's actually gotten better as the year went on. So, right now, I'd say she's as good as she's ever been. Even though she lost last week, she trotted in 50-2, 26-3. I mean, she wasn't bad. She was good. She just got out tripped.
As long as we've been in the business, all the horses you've got to sit behind, I've got to cover. 50, I mean, they just keep getting faster, and it's just amazing, you know, what we ask these horses to do nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's most of the breeders' faults. They're breeding them so fast nowadays, and most of these horses now, they're starting to get a little bit of a lighter frame, and they're going faster and faster, and they're doing it easier and easier. And the biggest thing is trying to keep them happy and sound. That's the tough part, is trying to keep them happy and sound.
Moving on, talk about Blvd, a colt that I got to see here today. He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He's laid back. He doesn't get very much excited or anything like that. He's just a chill dude, but he knows when to use his energy, and he doesn't exert a jog or anything like that. He's just nice and chill on the track. So he's a real joy to be around. I'm a big fan of that horse.
Now, we talked about, before we went on here, I said out of all the colts that you've got to sit behind, we separate the good ones, the ones that are a little bit more ornery, to the ones that are more laid back. And you said, what did you had the
I think a lot of the good horses that I've got to work with and stuff like that know when to use their energy. You know, they seem to conserve it a lot and don't sit there and pull on you and lug on you and waste energy all day long. So that's the way I find them. I find them to be chill through the week, and then all of a sudden race day, they pick and pep right up.
Now, last year he was purchased here at the sale for just about over $400,000.
Yep.
Had a little bit of a different name, Blvd. Tell us the significance about that.
Well, Blvd is actually the road that Bill lives on, but his whole family pretty much lives on that family. They've bought up a lot of the houses on that road, so they do this Christmas spectacular, and every house is, I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, I take my kids twice a year and we drive through it. They do all the Christmas lights in all the houses and stuff like that. It's absolutely amazing. Anyone in the area should go check it out. But I was half joking with them, I really like this colt. I'm going to make your street more famous than your Christmas lights, and lo and behold, the horse has been great.
Well, he certainly has. Of course, 5 for 7, only been beaten twice. Now, I'm not trying to establish a little bit of a rivalry here between him and you, Brute, but Brute's been the only one to beat him twice. Tell us about, just that 2-year-old colt division is really tough.
It is really tough, and it's going to be tougher this weekend. We're facing new faces this weekend. I mean, we got to go up against Frantic, and we got to go up against a couple of those other ones, Signal Caller, who's the fresh late scene. So I mean, I think it's the toughest division of 2-year-olds that I've seen in quite a long time.
Well, they didn't make it any easier. I know when you saw the draw come out post 9, not what you wanted to see.
No, you know, my first thought was, oh, we should just scratch and go home. This is ridiculous to race for 80,000 against these horses from the 9 hole. But at the end of the day, like, I got looking at it and stuff like that, and there's a shot they go to the half in 52. And if they do that, then we got a shot to pick up the pieces. So we just got to see how it works out, and Dex got to use his magic.
Yeah, so you have Dex. Yes, I saw that has been a change.
If you want to flex, you got to use Dex.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good good slogan for him, right?
Yeah.
But also with a colt like him that leaves the gate, maybe we'll actually get to see him stretch out a little bit and see what he has to offer, especially coming into the Breeders' Crown in a couple weeks.
You know, I got no idea what Dex will do, and I'm not going to tell him what to do. So he'll figure that out, and that's why he gets the 5%. He's one of the greatest to do it, so I don't have to worry about that part. He'll come up with a plan, and he'll play it by ear. And you know, when you get telling these guys what to do, sometimes they get too focused on what you told them to do that they don't get to call that audible behind the gate. So I don't put that pressure on anyone. I just let them figure it out, and that's why I use them, because they're great at what they do.
We wish you best of luck with Brendan on Saturday, but before we let you go, talk about this sale. Another successful sale. How's it gone for you?
Good. We picked up 8, and that was actually the target number when I was coming into the sale. Last year we went, I think, 15 here, and I didn't want to do that this year. I wanted to separate it a little bit more and do half here and half Harrisburg, which last year we didn't. So I was like, yeah, no, let's just go for 8. And I talked to Bill and Bruce, and that was kind of where they agreed, like, we got to wait for Harrisburg too. So separated out a little bit and not put all of our eggs in one basket. So.
What does it mean for you? Spending big money once again this year, they keep investing for you. That has to mean something.
Oh, you know, you can't do it without them. They're the greatest guys in the world. So I love both their families. They're just amazing people, and they keep this dream going. So without them, it's nothing. So I got to say thank you to you guys, and hopefully we can keep going and get more horses like Brandon Blvd and Yotilli.
We wish you continued success, and hopefully we'll be catching up once again at the Breeders' Crown.
Perfect. Thank you, Eddie.